I would like to welcome you to the Opportunity Fair being held by the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh. My name is Pierce Robinson. I am the manager of Diversified Business Solutions at the URA, and we would like to welcome everyone tonight to our event. This event is focused primarily around workforce development. Towards the top of 2020, the URA made a commitment to the city of Pittsburgh to really help facilitate more workforce development opportunities for the residents of the city. And just for clarity, the URA did not plan on becoming a workforce development entity in itself. We don't offer workforce development ourselves, but we wanted to be able to provide resources and actually utilize our reach to help make better connections for the residents to the people and organizations already doing phenomenal work in the city. So tonight we have a esteemed panel of partners in workforce development, social services, and just a litany of different things. These groups are doing very wonderful things. I'm not going to introduce them. They each are going to present in a bit, but I wanted to sort of transition to one of the huge initiatives the URA is working on, which is our First Source Centers. And the First Source Center, the idea behind is to actually have a physical presence in, various communities around the city. And the purpose of that is for us to be able to facilitate some of our workforce development initiatives, but in addition to have that presence in order for people to actually come in and experience the URA in its entirety with, some of our more market and external facing programs, such as our housing and business programs. So we're still working through that. We've actually aligned ourselves with various community partners. So you'll be hearing a lot more about that in the presentation and also in the future, but I definitely wanted to touch on that to, have something for you to look out for. URA will be coming, to a neighborhood near you. So with that, I want to transition over to India Carter, who is our workforce development officer, actually, and she will be taking the event and hosting it from here. I would like to thank you all again for attending.
Hi, everyone. I want to thank you for attending. My name is India Carter, the Workforce Development Officer. Just for some housekeeping, everyone can submit questions, but we won't be actually answering those questions until the end. From here on out, we're going to start the presentation. Our first speaker is Lance Harrell from ENC.
Good evening, everyone. And once again, thank you for taking the time out of your evening to attend this call. As India mentioned, my name is Lance Harrell. I am the CSIP project administrator, so I'll actually be working on the Lower Hill. Just to give you some overview about this project, this is a rendering of how the Lower Hill, which is the 28-acre site, the former place of the Civic Arena, will probably look like once construction is completed. Next slide. So just to give you a little bit of history about how we got to where we are today, the Lower Hill at one time was kind of had the nickname was once be called the was called the Harlem of Pittsburgh. But back in the 1950s, there was a new development to redevelop Pittsburgh or kind of re-innovate Pittsburgh. Some 100 acres was demolished for an expansion for the Civic Arena and like Washington Plaza and Chatham Towers. But at the time, there was probably about 8,000 families that were displaced or moved out of the Lower Hill. And moving forward until today's date, due to the disinvestment in the Lower Hill between the Hill District, city officials, PAR, and other individuals in the community, they came with a plan called the CSIP, which is the Community Collaboration Implementation Plan. And from that plan, there was a committee called the Executive Management Committee. The EMC, which is normally what is named, is the governing body of the CSIP. Next slide. Now, one thing moving forward is, a lot of the other speakers will talk about opportunities, and there'll be a lot of opportunities coming forward to work on or within the Lower Hill. But from that CSIP, there was 7 key agendas that we are reaching to achieve. The first one of the CSIP was minority, women, business, and enterprise. This is opportunities for minorities to participate in opportunities with the pre-construction, construction, and post-construction. We actually have a goal of 45% minority participation, 30 for MBEs and 15 for WBEs. The other agendas will be job creation and local inclusion and workforce development. These will be opportunities for the Hill District residents to actually participate in the Lower Hill as far as for opportunities that can be in construction and other services like suppliers, material suppliers, and so forth. The third opportunity will be inclusionary homeownership and housing programs. This will go for Hill District residents as far as for affordable housing and other housing opportunities that will be for the Hill District, for the Lower Hill and throughout the Hill District. The fourth agenda will be communication, reporting, and tracking. This will be opportunities, this is the tracking of the progress reports, making sure that the agendas are actually being reached. The fifth agenda within the CSIP will be wealth building initiatives. This is opportunities for actually retail space for any kind of Hill District residents and other residents throughout Pittsburgh to participate in retail and business opportunities once the construction site is completed. Our sixth agenda would be culture and community legacy. This is a part where we're actually going to make sure that the history of the Hill District will be incorporated into the design of the Lower Hill site. And then the seventh agenda would be coordinated community development strategies. This is efforts in respect to the downtown for other communication and other wealth building initiatives going forward. So once again, I know that this was just a kind of a quick summary, but I know that everybody's seen like recent articles or events or publications about the Lower Hill and how the site is finally moving forward. I know that this was kind of a lot of work in progress, but we're actually looking forward to work with all the other organizations that you'll be hearing from shortly as far as for opportunities to participate in the Lower Hill. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Oh, should I start, India?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. Hi everyone. I am Sarah Welch. I'm from JFCS Career Development Center, and we're a Pittsburgh-based organization. We provide holistic support to regional job seekers who are experiencing unemployment and underemployment. So here are some of our statistics as far as how just kind of what we see going when you utilize our programming. Do you want to go to the next slide, India? These are some of the programs that I was going to talk specifically about. So Workable is a program designed to meet the needs of individuals who are underemployed or unemployed in Allegheny County, and job seekers can meet with career counselors throughout the county. So currently, when we're not in COVID, we work out of 13 sites throughout the county. So we're always looking for ways to expand our reach to serve communities who do want more career counseling. So, that's something that we're looking to do. Employable is a program that's designed to help individuals who have mental health challenges or autism spectrum disorders. And so that program works specifically with career counselors who have a strong understanding of mental health. 412 Futures is a youth program that's focused on post-secondary education and full-time employment. It is geared towards foreign-born students, but also works with native-born students who want to kind of explore what their post-secondary options are or look at the opportunity for full-time employment. We partner really closely with Partner for Work for this one and help the students find ways to access the Learn and Earn program throughout the summer as well, which we're a provider. Career Accelerator is a new program that's just started, and it's in partnership with Literacy Pittsburgh. And it's a fast track 12-week GED program that also focuses on career placement, but also looks at long-term career goals. So it's not just looking for that first placement after attaining GED, but it's continuing to explore long-term goals of individuals and move them into career pathways. And then the last thing I was going to highlight here is the Immigrant Workforce Program, which works with foreign-born job seekers to help them understand the American job search process and connect to local and regional employers. So we're able to work with anyone who's fully authorized to work in the United States. And if they need English language support, we're able to provide that. So this is just a sampling of what we do. And obviously you can look at our website if you want to find out more information. But our services are offered free of charge to anyone who is underemployed or unemployed. So I think that's all I've got, India.
Yes. Our next presenter is Bill Freed from PCSI and Jeffrey Peters from Duquesne Law Company.
Thanks, India. For some reason, if I hit my start video or not, it's not put me on, but I appreciate you including us today. And in a minute, I'll ask Jeff to chime in. But what we do at PCSI, a lot like Jewish Family and Children's Services, is we serve everybody. We have food pantries, about a dozen food pantries. We help with what I call the modern 4-H's: hunger, health, housing, and mainly getting people hired, because we figured when we get them hired, all the rest takes care of itself. So we asked, we focus on the best jobs in the city, and those we kind of feel fall in. Yeah, my video is just not working, but the best jobs kind of falls in this model that I put on the slide, that building and making things, entrepreneurial types of pursuits and entrepreneurial careers, service paraprofessions, and transportation related jobs. And we tap on the job training very often. So if somebody comes to us and wants a good paying job, they have an electrical background, we might send them over to Jeff. Or we might send them to like Giant Eagle, who will help them get their CDL while they're being paid. Because it's real important for people to know that a lot of training and a lot of opportunities can be on the job and paid also. So the trainings that we do around those best jobs are over on the sample flyer on the right side of that slide. You can see we do stuff related to like IT literacy, a lot in construction, social services, customer service, moving people on through a process where we help them get to know each of those industries. And two of them we're going to focus on a little deeper today around building and services. So if you could switch to the next slide. One of the things we help people do, a lot like career development, any career development centers, we help people get to know themselves, know the market that they're interested in, make a match. We're real big on fit. So before we put someone into construction training, we make sure they have a license, they can pass a drug test, they're able to do physical work, and so on and so forth. And it's worked out pretty good. But know yourself, know the market, make the match system is kind of what we put people through, no matter what industry-based trainings that they're going through with us, because it's one thing to know you want to work in, let's say, healthcare, but once you get into UPMC, there's a million ways to go. So if we could switch to the next slide, I'll just highlight a few of the things that we're doing in the building area. A lot of construction training, as I mentioned. We have like full hands-on trainings. And right now we're focusing on flagging. And flagging is a great way for people to get started on a job. It shows employers that people can show up, that they're mobile, and that, they've been safety trained and they can pass drug screens. So right now we're doing a lot of recruitment for flaggers, and we have flagger training. We just set, we have a date of the 29th, and we just set 2 more dates at CoLab on the north side. So we'll have flagger training going on throughout now in March. And anybody interested could follow up with me or let India know, and she'll get in touch with me. But it gives people jobs on average $20 an hour to start. And they can, if they're city residents, they have a car, they can pass a drug screening, send them our way. We'd love to see them. The flagging companies include like Always Safe, Frontline Flagging, Supreme Traffic Control. We work with Mystic Construction, and we try to get our flaggers in front of Jeff to learn about some great jobs he has also, Duquesne Light, which are training to work related in electrical distribution and dispatch, as well as in customer service. Jeff, could you spend a minute and highlight some of what we're doing? And on 3/5, we will have a webinar.
Yeah, sure. So good evening, everybody. My name is Jeff Peters. I'm part of the talent acquisition team here at Duquesne Light. Been with Duquesne Light for 6 years. So I focus on everything except for our IT business. And then we have another business entity called DQ Communications, which is an internet-based solutions provider. But at Duquesne Light, we have a couple programs that are excellent for individuals, straight out of high school, 18 years old, that, may be interested in a skilled trade. So that program is called our Electrical Distribution Technology Program. It's a year-long program. We partner with CCAC, so they actually get college credits towards a degree. And what they do is they have classroom training that's done by our facilitators here at our Duquesne Light facility. Then they have an internship in the springtime. They go out on a cruise, more as just helpers, really getting acclimated to the business and working with crews and being team players. That's paid at $30 an hour. Then they come back in January for more in-classroom training. Then they go out for another 11-week internship that's paid at $32 an hour. Really getting more involved with the components of becoming a line worker. Once that program's finished, we assess their grades, we assess their internships, and if they're all in good standings, then we'll make them an offer to become a full-time line worker within our company. That's a starting rate of around $70,000. We do have individuals at 19 years old that make $100,000 on overtime. They're good paying jobs, they're sustainable jobs, and their career progression, because you continue to grow as a line worker. The next step is there's training, you become a journeyman, then you become a senior operator, then a troubleshooter throughout those years. So we usually hire about 25 individuals into that program each year, which starts in September. So we are in the process of recruiting for that now because it's a rigorous recruitment process. But, we're looking for individuals who, want lifelong sustaining careers with a utility. So we offer that position. And then we have our customer service positions. They start out at $22 an hour, basically, handling any mover calls, any individuals that need to shut off, turn off electricity. You're trained through that. We start as temporary employees for up to 6 months, and then we look at a workforce and determine that there's a need to make them full-time. And we do, if somebody's in good standing, we do offer them positions for full-time opportunities. That's a union-based position too. And then finally is our other one. It's an apprentice switching dispatcher position. As you can see on the flyer, what we look for is somebody who graduated from a technical school that has AC/DC theory is a must. So what they do is they control the grid. So if there's an outage, they know where it's at. They can turn on and turn off electricity. It starts at $33 an hour. Plus benefits. So these are all good sustaining jobs with the utility that individuals might not have, the aptitude or knowledge that Duquesne Light does this, where we offer the training programs. We partner a lot with our, local schools, City of Pittsburgh schools, a lot of big brothers and big sisters. But with the Boys and Girls Club of Pittsburgh. So a number of community-based organizations that we do partner with, because we struggle where on this point of diversity and females into those line worker positions. So we're looking to be more of a diverse organization and looking for opportunities to build those connections over the next several years. So that's a little bit about the program. Bill, I actually have to jump off at 5:30. Bill can ask or address any additional questions and put you in contact with me if we need a follow-up regarding the program. Me and him are in constant touch. So I do thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, feel free to get them over to Bill and I can address them accordingly. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, as you can see, these are some of the best jobs. And if you want to switch to the next slide, India. So we work with Jeff on the building side. And as he mentioned, you know, they look at our flaggers as like, these people can do these lineman jobs. But other things we do in the service area are related to like telecommuting. You see the pathway to telecommuting flyer, the small one there in the lower right. We help people, like most of the customer service jobs like Jeff's now require people to work from home, be tech savvy, have the right Wi-Fi, know to put the dog out when they're working. She's teaching them all that. And it's great because people are getting hired up by like Jeff, CVS. There's a lot of good home-based telecommuting customer service jobs. So we're focusing on those. We're working with Linwood and Harris at CCAC on HPOG to get people into nursing. And we also are focusing on getting people jobs like in coaching, in career coaching, peer support, and social service jobs, because we find a lot of times people need to use life experience, and this helps them get a good job also. So that's it from us right now, the kind of things we're getting up and ramping. And as I mentioned, we're working a lot with CCAC around nurses. Nursing is another great area to go into. I'll turn it back over to you, India.
Thank you. Our next presenters is Harris Linwood and Holly Dillon from CCAC.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for signing on tonight. And Bill, thanks for giving us a good shout out before we jumped on.
Holly.
The Pathway to Success in Healthcare is one of the programs we're going to talk to you about today at CCAC. We've actually received a grant in 2015 to actually help inject a considerable number of folks into healthcare. And we have a lot of programs. Luckily, through the CARES Act this year, we got an additional year on this grant from the Health and Human Services in DC. And anybody in Allegheny County, 18 years or older, that can pass a successful criminal background check can apply for our grant. And actually, I've been working in higher ed for 30 years. I've never seen a grant pay for tuition, books, uniforms, assist with childcare. It's a really great opportunity here. And as you can see on the slide that we presented here, just a few things. We offer some opportunities to really step past all the barriers. I know when I actually was going to school, most folks worked in the mill, and the new mill now in Pittsburgh is healthcare. There's a lot of opportunity, and a little bit of training can get you some opportunity to work. How you can apply, of course, if you go to ccac.edu/pathway, you'll get right to our application. As you can see on the slide, there's also parameters on who's eligible to actually qualify for the application. So as you look at it, you can always indicate yourself here. I got an interesting question yesterday from an 18-year-old in high school. Can I apply without submitting my parents' information? Yes, this is not like applying for the FAFSA, even though we will at CCAC would like for you to apply for the FAFSA, but this grant is not right now for degree-seeking programs. It's actually a series of programs online as well as in class, nursing, nurse's aid, which Holly Dillon will talk about, EMT, phlebotomy, medical billing and coding, electronic health records, and medical assisting. Those certifications right now can render an opportunity for folks to actually earn a good bit of money and get their start in healthcare. And should you decide to go further with your career in healthcare, this would be a great start to getting you there. And usually employers will give you some great assistance to continue your education. Let's go next slide, India. So again, just wanted to go over, there's my contact information, of course, the web links, and what happens next. Once you submit your application with us, it's a very short application. That's only take you about 5 minutes online. If you go to ccac.edu/pathway, And as soon as you do that, that background, you'll submit your application. We do an application review, a background check. And should you actually get the application and you're accepted and you receive the grant, we'll do an orientation with you and you can get to work to start taking on classes. Most folks are usually from application to start, usually depending on where you are academically, you can get this thing rolling really fast and you can complete one of the trainings really quickly. This grant is going until September of this year. We've had it for 5 years and we possibly may get additional opportunities, but all the programs that I named, should you get on it, you can actually probably complete one in time to get this full funding to get your career started in healthcare. Again, I'm Linwood Harris. Harris is my last name, but Linwood is my first name. Those are my numbers, and I'd be delighted to work with you moving forward. I guess Holly's next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Holly Dillon, and I'm the program coordinator of the Nurse Aid Training Program at CCAC. Just to give you a little bit of background, our program has been in existence since 1983. It's one of the longer nurse aid training programs in the state of Pennsylvania. We have a great success pass rate for the state exam at 93%. And we've put a number of students, hundreds of students through our program that are now working at a number of different institutions, long-term care facilities, home care. I've actually had students go into nursing, physician assistant, and even going into other avenues such as medical billing and coding for Highmark and all the other entities in the Pittsburgh area. So our program is 168 hours. It's a more lengthier program in the Pittsburgh area. The minimum requirement for the state, because we're state approved, is 120 hours. But our program is 168 hours. And I think once you complete our program, you can boots on the ground, get ready and work immediately because of all the training that you receive during our program. So what ideally is we put our students through the program for you to pass that state exam. You have to have be placed on the nurse aid registry in the state of Pennsylvania to work in any long-term care facility, any nursing home. You really don't need to have that though if you're working in a hospital. So that's what the objective is to our program. Our program is structured two different components, 98 hours of classroom and lab instruction, followed by 70 hours of a clinical rotation. So ideally, the student goes through the program. It's 24 days long. It's Monday through Friday. The first 14 days, you're in a classroom from 8:30 to 4. Once you successfully complete that piece of the program, then you go on to the clinical site for 70 hours. And then once you're done with that, and that's 7:30 to 3 p.m., and then you'll get your certificate, course completion certificate, where you then can take that state exam. And like I said, we have a 93% pass rate. We're very proud of that pass rate. The requirements of the program is this: you have to be 18 years of age or older, you have to have a high school diploma or GED, and you have to lived in Pennsylvania for 2 years. If you have not lived in Pennsylvania for 2 years, then you have to get an additional FBI clearance. These requirements are by the state of Pennsylvania. Reading assessment test is also required of the program. The reason why we do that is we want everyone to be successful with the reading level. If for some reason you have some issues or some barriers or whatever you may have and you don't do very well on that exam, we do give you some remediation to retake that exam. We also require an informational session where we do a deep dive into our program, go over all the state paperwork, and also go over the objectives of the program. And that information is online at ccac.edu. Type in Nurse Aid Training Program, and that informational session information is there as we speak. Another requirement is the physical exam and the 2-step TB test or a chest x-ray. That again is a requirement by the state. Next slide, please, India. We have several different locations that we offer our program at. For primarily the Boyce campus, and that's in Monroeville, the South Campus, Braddock Hill Center on Yost Boulevard, and the Homewood Brushton Center. So those are where we offer our program. Currently, we are offering the program for the spring semester, 2 classes due to COVID, and that is at the Boyce campus, and that will start March 1st, or I'm sorry, forget that. Boyce campus is March 23rd, and the Braddock Hill Center, that starts March 1st. We have many relationships with long-term care facilities, which we do the clinical rotation at. Right now, the McKeesport Kane venue is the one that we're offering for the Braddock Hill Center. In the Boyce campus, we are offering a long-term care facility in the South Hills called Baptist Home, and it's right on the T, and it's in Mount Lebanon area, Castle Shannon. It's on Castle Shannon Boulevard, I believe, is where that nursing home is located. So our program is a great foundation. I can tell you we have a number of different calls every day that I receive for people wanting to hire our students. You will not have any issue in getting a job. You will get one immediately. So it's a great opportunity. It's a great foundation to get into nursing or any other pathway, health pathway that you want to do. But again, our program is a great start in health field. Again, my contact information is there. I'm based out of the Allegheny campus, but I do travel around, and please call me and we'll talk more about the program. It's a great opportunity for anyone wanting to get their feet wet into healthcare. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next presenters is from the Jasmine Nyree, as Travis Reapers and Myron Taylor.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Travis, and I'm the employment specialist here representing the Jasmine Nyree Campus. I'll try and get this in a nutshell for time's sakes. Just like to go over introductory on who we are, how we got started, and I'll be joined here today by Myron Terry, who's our Learning Center Director, and at the end we'll be able to answer more questions. Here we have 4 pictures. The Patricia Jane Administrative Building, which is our office, and pictured in the first screen, number 1 in the left-hand corner up top. That is our office currently, where the Neighborhood Employment Center is located. Again, for time's sakes, I'll briefly go over the Neighborhood Employment Center, since I feel like this event is more structured around that versus what we plan to do, our vision that the Porters had created here in the Pittsburgh area. The second, let me see where we at. The second phase that we have will be our residential facility. That'll be number 2 in the upper right-hand corner. The number 3 building in the bottom left is where we're at now, our first phase, and that's the Learning Center, the Dr. Philip Burdine Learning Center. And then our 4th phase will be the Porter Family Community Center. That will be our final phase of the campus. Just a few facts about the Jasmine Nyree Campus. This was visualized by Christy Porter back in 2015. Last year, in June, we had a grand opening. We're here in the West End in the Sheridan community. We're a multi-service facility and a community center. We have plans to employ 200 to 300 people. Can't hear you. Next screen here. Can you hear me now, India?
Yes.
Okay. And again, this is just a vision board. Here are contacts. There, anyone can reach me here. There's my phone number and my email extension. We're here daily during the week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Some of the resources that I'm working with people, in particular, the 15204 area. We have, if they come see me, I have a computer lab here, assists with job searching. Currently, since remodel construction, we've been able to place 30 to 45 jobs since sometime last summer, I believe. Food distribution, interviewing techniques, referrals to training opportunities. So far since I've been here, and I'm new to Pittsburgh as well, I've met tons of great partners like the URA, the CareerLink, Help PGA. We're still in talks with the JFCS Career Development. My neighbor Lance, somewhere on there. How you doing, Lance? Some other things that we do here in our employment center: intakes, assessments, collaborations, referrals. Currently, our website is under development, but you can find some of our events that we're partaking in particular on Instagram or Facebook. So far to date, we've had 2 job fairs. We're looking to have another one in early March, late April, early April. Looking to fill nearly 60 positions. We've had 2 neighborhood employment center awareness events. We've done turkey drives, both in Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah. So I think for time's sakes, I'll just let Mr. Terry talk a little bit about our learning center, which is the phase that we're currently doing.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Myron Terry, and as Travis mentioned, I'm the Learning Center Director. The way our Learning Center is going to be connected, well, let me back up. Our Learning Center is phase 1. It's a 60,000 square foot facility, and our program is twofold. During the day, we're going to have a program for special needs adults, and then after school, we're going to transform into an after-school program for K through 12 youth. And the way we're connected to our neighborhood employment center is one of our components. There are 6 components. One of our components is career development, career exploration for our youth. So with all the connections that Travis is making in arenas like this here, we're going to be able to expose those middle schoolers and high schoolers to career readiness, career exploration. As I know, one of the state goals is college and career ready. So we want to be an avenue for those students. We're going to have a state-of-the-art computer lab, library, again, a career center. We're going to have a hangout for the youth. We're going to have a full court gym. We have in our learning center, we have a stage as well. So it's going to be a community campus, and the learning center is the first phase. Our second phase will be our residential housing, which is going to be 18 single unit apartments for special needs adults, high function special needs adults. And then we're going to move over to our community center, which is an 80,000 square foot facility. So to back up with our 2 programs out of the Learning Center, with the special needs population, our higher functioning special needs adults will be getting job training. And so we'll be looking to partner with some of your organizations as well, looking for opportunities. And with our after school program, again, we're going to have K through 12 youth. And so there are going to be some youth, those 16, 17, 18-year-olds that are going to be looking for employment, looking to explore opportunities outside of the traditional going to a 2-year or 4-year school process. So we look forward to meeting you all in person someday and collaborating, sharing the resources that we come across, and also soaking in your knowledge. Again, we're all, we're foreigners to the Pittsburgh area, but we want to jump in and be very good neighbors. Again, we're in the Sheridan area. We're right on the Old Holy Innocents campus, so feel free to stop by. And those pictures that we used from the first slide were very strategic, as you can see where the campus used to be, what it used to look like, and what it looks like now. Again, if you feel a need to stop by, you want to see the progress that we're making, my contact information, Travis's contact information, Jayla's contact information is right here. And it's an opportunity for us to partner and to help all of Pittsburgh. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Sean Stambro from Pennsylvania CareerLink.
Good evening, everybody. Again, my name is Sean Stambro. I'm the operator for PA CareerLink for Pittsburgh and Allegheny County. First, I'd like to extend thank you to URA for having invited us to come and speak tonight. Very excited to be here. We have two locations in Allegheny County. One located at 304 Wood Street, and the other, the Allegheny East office, which is in Forest Hills on Ardmore Boulevard. We also work closely with PA CareerLink in Alakiski in Westmoreland County. One of the things I wanted to start off with, and I never want to talk about what we aren't, you know, want to focus on who we are. But one of the things that we like to kind of get out there and clear up right off the bat is that we are not the unemployment office, despite you know, what some people may think, and it's certainly understandable why there is that perception, given that we do have a relationship with UC. Primarily, we like to say it's a teleconnection relationship. Prior to the pandemic, there was a direct dial phone that individuals would be able to come in and utilize, and it would dial directly into UC. But we don't have unemployment compensation staff on center. We don't process claims. That all goes through unemployment. So I'm going to shift the focus now to who we are and what we do. We are a reemployment office. We are federally funded through the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. It's federal legislation that provides funding for those individuals who are unemployed, underemployed, who have barriers to employment, and all at no cost. We provide different levels of service, and that's kind of up to you on the intensity that you may need. During this time, our offices, both the downtown and the Allegheny offices, are closed. We are providing virtual services. The Alakiski office is open by appointment only. But one of the things that we offer when we are open is a center resource center, a career resource center, where individuals can go and utilize computers, fax machine, copier, you know, as long as it's, you know, job search related, they can come in and do that. They don't have to meet with anybody, or, you know, we're just here to provide support. If an individual is interested in looking for more of a kind of a hands-on or one-on-one career services opportunity, we have career advisors at both locations who you can meet with, sit down, talk to, go through basic assessments, and we can identify things like transferable skills to make job matches, you know, better for you. Thanks, India. So yeah, so really, like, we are a one-stop shop for job seekers. I touched on the Computer Resource Center. We provide all of this, all of the things that we would normally be doing in-house when we're in the office. We're providing all of these virtually, as I've mentioned. We have a learning management site called the Hub that individuals can go to. They don't have to be registered with us. They can create an account and go on, and there's workshops and resources and trainings and webinars and resources for dislocated workers and connections to some of our partners, and really a lot of good things. We're still providing live orientations throughout the week. We have a litany of webinars and workshops on our local website. The local website is CareerLinkPittsburgh.com, all one word. If you go there, you can see all the different things we're working with. We work really closely with Partner for Work, and Partner for Work has introduced an online learning site through IBM called Skills Build. Skills Build is an opportunity for you. It's IT focused, but you can get there's a lot of good free trainings and webinars on there through that. So again, a lot of good opportunities. We also work with employers. We have a business service team who does job development, identifies employers, and then we work to match them with the job seekers who are coming through our facility. Yeah, so the priority of services for us is specifically designed to assist veterans, individuals who are low income, give them the priority for the services that we offer. We provide supportive services, transportation. We refer to community organizations. We partner with a lot of organizations throughout Allegheny County, adult ed through Literacy Pittsburgh and Goodwill. We work very closely with the Office of Vocational Rehab. Those three organizations have staff on site that can assist. We provide training opportunities for those who meet the eligibility requirements. We work with training facilities that provide high priority occupational training, and we can support in that covering that funding through what they call an ITA, an individual training account. So yeah, again, really excited to be here. For more information, I encourage you to go to the local site. Again, that's CareerLinkPittsburgh.com, or you can call either of our sites Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, and we're more than happy to assist. Thanks, India.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Marquise Long from Partner for Work.
Hello, everyone. So first I want to say, as Sean had mentioned, just thanking URA as well as India and Pierce for inviting Partner for Work to be a part of this discussion. In addition to that, Partner for Work is excited to be a part of the First Source Center to try to create opportunities for those from that community. So if you're not familiar with Partner for Work, who we are, we're your local workforce board. Our biggest objectives is really to connect funding, our expertise, as well as the opportunities for employment. So we really work closely with both job seekers, employers, as well as community-based organizations to ensure that we can get people connected to jobs. Next slide. Probably can skip that slide, actually. So as I had mentioned, we work close with the employers, job seekers, as well as the CBOs. But the real reason that I'm here today is to talk a little bit about the Construction Workforce Partnership. And Lance had talked earlier about trying to figure out ways of getting individuals into some of the construction jobs that will happen, in the Lower Hill, the 28 acres. So we developed a partnership with 7 organizations across Pittsburgh to provide construction trainings. Now, again, PCSI is on this call, and they had talked earlier about their construction training program. So I'm not going to get into details about each of those training programs, but the objective is really to try to figure out ways to ensure that individuals who are interested in construction can get an easier access points into those construction jobs. So we want to make sure that those interested from anywhere within Allegheny County who are interested in construction, who wants to go to the union, that we can try to figure out ways to maximize the resources that Partner for Work has, but also utilize those community-based organizations that we are partnered with. So I have listed the community-based organizations just down below. And if you are interested in any construction jobs, please let me know, or let India know, and then she can let me know. This is a partnership that we have established to try to figure ways to create the diversity aspect within those union jobs. So again, if you have questions, if you are interested in the construction jobs, if you want to know more about each one of the individual training organizations, you can contact me, or you can, as you see them, you can Google them on Google and get as much information as you can. So that's all I have, India.
Thank you.
No problem.
Next, from Duquesne Law, we have Tracy Lewis.
Good evening, everyone. Again, thanks to the Urban Redevelopment Authority for allowing me to come and represent Duquesne University School of Law, as well as the Pittsburgh Penguins, in concert with Lance Harrell from the EMC, which is the Executive Management Committee of the CSIP. We're working with them to develop the Lower Hill. Duquesne University School of Law is offering, we offer many services at the law clinic, which provides legal services in certain areas at free rates for individuals that are income qualified for certain legal services. And expungements, or criminal record reentry, is one of the services that we provide. So I teach as an adjunct law professor at the law school in the Civil Rights Clinic. We can assist individuals with clearing their record. There are 3 ways under Pennsylvania law, and specifically under the laws in Allegheny County, that an individual can clear their record. Many people have their records cleared to remove barriers that they may experience related to employment, housing, or education. And so right now in Allegheny County, Duquesne University School of Law and Neighborhood Legal Services provide these record clearing services. So the first service that's eligible for an individual to clear their record is expungements. And under Pennsylvania law, Title 18, an individual can have a charge, not a conviction, but a charge, a criminal charge, completely removed from their record. Or if you have a conviction pardon, you can then have that expunged. So some of the charges or non-convictions that are eligible for expungement under Pennsylvania law, if you have a charge that was withdrawn or dismissed or null-crossed, that can be removed from your record. If you go to trial and you get a non-guilty verdict, that can also be expunged. Summary convictions. So summaries are your lesser charges that you may receive, something like a disorderly conduct. If you plead guilty to a disorderly conduct, right now under the law, if you wait 5 years after that guilty plea, or if you were found guilty, 5 years with a clean record, you can then file a petition to have that removed or expunged from your record. If you go through a diversionary program like ARD, which is Accelerated Rehabilitative Disposition, if you complete that program, you can then have that particular charge expunged. There's also some juvenile records that can be expunged. We don't do that through our specific clinic, but we do have a juvenile justice clinic at Duquesne Law School where that can happen. And then if an individual is 70 years of age or older, and they have 10 years of a arrest-free record, they can also have convictions expunged. So it's very specific, but we do provide information to clients that are income eligible on what can be expunged from their record. Next slide, India. The second way that an individual can have their record cleared is through what's called criminal record sealing or limited access. What that means is an individual that has a conviction for a misdemeanor charge can have their record actually sealed, which means an employer or landlord cannot see that record. And there's 2 ways that you can do that. You can either file for it, so you would have to actually file a petition with the court here in Allegheny County, or you can have that record, it will be done automatically. So there are some non-convictions or drop charges, certain non-violent misdemeanors and misdemeanor convictions, they can be sealed, again, hidden from public, thereby bettering your chances for employment, housing, or education. There are many old first-degree misdemeanors. Those are some of your more serious misdemeanors. Those would have to be sealed by petition. So that's another way in which you can hide your record or remove barriers so that you can, again, can better your chances for education, employment, or housing. The last way that an individual can clear their record is by going through the pardon process through the governor's office. And so a pardon is actually the removal of a past criminal conviction. It's an order that you get from the governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. It's really an act of forgiveness. Currently, it takes about 2.5 to 3 years to go through the process. It has been streamlined somewhat, but once you do get an order of pardon from the governor, you would then go back and have that record expunged. So therefore, it's completely remove your record. Again, these are some of the services that we do provide through Duquesne University School of Law, the Civil Rights Clinic. Any individual that is interested can give us a call at 412-396-4704. Number one, to see if you are eligible for our services based upon income qualifications. And then we would review your record to see if you are eligible for any of the services and any of the means that are available to remove your record and clean up your record under Pennsylvania law. Thank you for the opportunity. And I believe that Nathaniel is up next. Thank you.
Yep. Next is Nathaniel Brodes from Catalyst Connections.
Good evening, everybody. Just want to reiterate what everybody else said, and I want to thank the URA for making this happen. I want to thank the folks who spoke before me. There were some great people doing some great programming. So just to give you guys some background on Catalyst Connection, we're an economic development firm, manufacturing extension partnership that serves the small and medium-sized manufacturing industry in Southwestern Pennsylvania. Southwestern Pennsylvania is the highest paying region in the country for manufacturing jobs, and part of our mission is to create new pipelines to those careers for folks in underrepresented communities. We just recently got a grant from LIFT called Operation Next. It was formerly a Department of Defense program that they were looking to roll out to civilians, that provides training in the fields of CNC machine operation through and industrial maintenance technician and welding. So the CNC machine operation would be and welding, they're 50% online, 50% in person, with the CNC training being offered by New Century Careers and the welding being offered by CCAC. The industrial maintenance tech is completely online. Next slide, please. And also next slide. All right, cool. So I coordinate a program called the Real Jobs Program. The goal of the Real Jobs Program is to connect individuals who either have some experience in manufacturing and are looking for a career change, or they're unemployed or underemployed, and also folks who are just looking to enter the manufacturing workforce for the first time and may have some aptitude but have little experience. So we work with 3,000 companies in the Southwestern PA manufacturing companies in Southwestern Pennsylvania. And, I think one of the coolest things about this call is that we work closely with many people on this call to be able to, service our clients and to be able to place them in great paying careers. So I'm actually going to drop a link in the chat for anybody who is interested in checking out these services. Give me 1 second. I'm really slow. Sorry, guys. There you go. So that's the link to our website, makingyourfuture.org. If you were to fill out that link, you would be able to qualify for any of our services, irregardless of legal, criminal justice involvement or education. As long as you're 18 and have a high school diploma or its equivalent, we can help you out. That's all I got.
Our final presentation is from Anita White with UR.
All right, good evening, everybody. Like India mentioned, my name is Anita White, and I serve as the Associate Director of Enrollment for a newly launching Year Up site here in Pittsburgh, PA. we'll be launching our very first class of 34 students this coming March. Can you go ahead and move the slide, India? Thank you. So I'll let you take a look at what's on the screen and just kind of voice over what Year Up actually is. So we are a one-year workforce development program geared towards young adults ages 18 to 30. The screen does say 17. They have to be 18 though by the time that they start program in March. And during that year, we train the young adults to master skills that would help them in careers through IT, business, and just be in the corporate world in the professional setting. To be eligible for this free program, you need to have a high school diploma or be a GED recipient, eligible to work in the United States. We are DACA friendly as well, and motivated to launch a professional career. So during the one-year program, it is a full-time commitment. India, you can go ahead and change the slide. It's a full-time commitment. So program runs Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And our students who enroll with us will participate in academic classes that are similar to college level rigor. They will learn the professional skills that they'll need to be successful in the second part of their program, which is the internship. During that internship, they'll be working within actual departments and doing work that would later turn into a full-time career if they're given that opportunity. So they're given the professional skills, academic classes during that full-time schedule. And once they begin their internship, after the first 6 months of the program, they'll have their hands-on training. During the program, though, we do provide wraparound services. We have a high support, high expectation model. And with that, we provide our students with a learning coach from day one. And they meet with their learning coach week over week for the entire duration of the program. So they're doing professional development and personal development. They're receiving real-time feedback about how they're showing up every day that will help them to continue to grow their skills and master their professional development learning experience. And so during this program, we do provide an educational stipend as well. And through that experience, you see on the screen that we have a behavioral contract. And so what we're doing is we're teaching the young adults how to show up as a professional as if they were already working in this professional setting. So you need to be on time every day. You need to be dressed professional. You need to model leadership behaviors, right? And so during this year, they are really growing and developing as young adults, but also as professionals. And once they graduate from the program, they're an alumni with us for life. And so what that means is after they have worked full-time, maybe for a few years, they're looking for a career change, they need to spruce up their resume, they can come back to us, they can activate our network and leverage the network that we have, because we do partner with about 300 corporations and businesses across the nation, and 41 of those being part of the Fortune 100 business list. You can go ahead and change the slide. And so what are they learning during this one-year program? Year Up across the nation, we serve students through all different sorts of professional skill sets, application development, help desk and support. But here in Pittsburgh, we're offering 3 career tracks, and the students would choose one of the 3. So as you can see at the top of the screen, all the students will undergo the standard training. So they'll learn public speaking, how to use Microsoft Excel, how to write in a business setting, computer applications, and their career development. But here in Pittsburgh, they'll be specializing in either cybersecurity, application development and support, or data analytics. And so these young adults do need to have a propensity towards wanting to have a career within this field. But I do want to note that here at Year Up, they don't need to come with some kind of certification or some kind of technical background. They just need to be motivated and willing to learn. They need to be coachable so that they can learn the skill sets that they need to be successful in their internship. And once they complete the program, actually go ahead and go to the next slide, please. They will be given an opportunity to have their full-time internship at BNY Mellon, Pittsburgh. So that's our employer-based partner. We consider them an employer of influence. And so during their internship, they'll be interning in roles such as a software developer or cybersecurity analyst intern. They do need to complete, though, that first 6 months of the program in order to be eligible and earn that internship for that second 6 months. So that how they show up and how they change and develop as a young adult during that first 6 months, again, will help them to earn that spot in their internship. And 100% of the students who complete the first 6 months of the program will earn that internship. Go ahead and change to the next slide. So I mentioned that we are launching a new Europe site here in Pittsburgh. So what's that all about? Well, Europe has been around for 20 years. We celebrate our 20-year anniversary in September. And during this 20 years, we have served 29,000 students across the nation. We're in 27 cities. We have 35 campuses. And in 2020, despite the pandemic, we were still able to serve 5,000 students. And I didn't mention this before because I wanted to wait till I got to this slide. Previously, I said that they may have the opportunity to earn full-time employment after they graduate from the program. So BNY Mellon is preparing to offer 90% of our program graduates a full-time position at BNY Mellon with an average starting salary of $42,000 to $50,000 a year. And so we're talking about young adults who just have a GED or a high school diploma, maybe some college experience, young adults who may be underemployed or unemployed, who are really needing an opportunity. And this kind of opportunity really can set them up for success. As you can see, we have a 90% graduate placement rate. So what that means is within 4 months of program completion, 90% of our graduates are either enrolled full-time in post-secondary education, or they are working full-time, making a livable salary at an average of $42,000 a year. And 75% of our program graduates are in full-time roles that are aligned with the career track that they selected. So we go through an admissions interview process with the students. We really want to learn and understand what are your short-term goals, what are your long-term goals, and how can we help you get there? And so what that means is when they're in this program, they are fully aligned and have a propensity towards this kind of career when they graduate. Next slide, please. Thank you. So this is just a quick snapshot of our national impact and where we are today. As I mentioned previously, we're in 27 cities and 35 campuses in 19 markets. We will continue to grow and expand over time, and we're really excited to be here in Pittsburgh. Again, this program launches March 9th, 2021. We are currently accepting applications, and we're getting very close to completing the enrollment target for a full class to start with us, which will be a class of 45 students. We do enroll every 6 months. And so every March and every September, we'll start a new class. So we're here to stick around. We're here to serve the young adults in Pittsburgh. And I'm really excited to have gotten to share this opportunity with you. I'm not sure if I have any additional slides, India. I think that might be the end of my presentation.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Anita. All right, now we have any questions and answers. So.
I saw someone raise their hand earlier. I don't know if they still have a question.
I don't know. I have sharing my screen.
I have one I could kick off if you don't mind.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, is that okay? Can I?
Absolutely. The floor is yours.
My question related to the CCAC nurses aid training. like the high school requirements. Like I've had a couple of people ask me about like covering chemistry classes, things like that that have been in the prep program. I was just wondering if you could take a minute and just mention like what are the high school requirements like that they need to have to be able to get into the nurse's aid program.
They just need a high school diploma.
Chemistry is not required, or is that something they take when they're in there?
We don't, our program is non-credit. We don't require chemistry, but the student needs to have a high school diploma or GED to enter into the program.
Okay, she must be going in the RN path then, because we had someone recently ask us about covering a chemistry class, so she must be in the nursing track.
Yes, most likely,
Okay.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other questions?
If you kind of raise that little digital hand also, I think can enable folks' mics, need be.
I have a question, if I can ask.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
This is Fazli from JFCS employment team. I have a question for Partner for Work. Our organization, they describe about providing construction training for job seekers who are interested to work at the construction field. We have clients from different countries. They have a skill of the construction. They work in their home country, but when they come here, they don't speak the language. Is there any way that you can help them by provide training, or how is there was as a possibility to work in construction field through you? Is any way that you can help? So some of them don't speak English at all, but they're very good at the construction work. They work for many years, their home country, and just wanted to see how you can help these people that we can talk. Thank you.
So I think what we can try to, we can, go offline and try to come up with a solution. But I'm definitely positively sure we can try to figure out something to create opportunities for those individuals. I think between Partner for Work and Jewish JFCS, we can definitely come up with something. So if you want, you can send me an email. I can give you my email address, and then we can, just have offline conversations to identify solutions.
Okay, awesome. You will talk about that.
Thank you for that question. And anyone have any other additional questions?
Okay, well, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight for this fail event. And I also want to thank all of our panelists for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come out and show these services and opportunities that each of your organizations have to offer. With that, I am going to close out, and I want everyone to have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. We'll be posting a link on our website as well as social media and on our YouTube. So if you need a copy of this presentation, just please reach out to us and let us know.
Thank you. Thanks much.
Thanks you all.
Guys. Appreciate it.
Thank
Look
you.
forward to the collaboration.